How you doing today, folks? Now, first off, like, subscribe, share, and please comment, because I want to talk to all of you. That's the best part of my day, is going back and forth with y'all. Now, today we have a big, beastly monster of a knife that I'm really not sure I'm going to like, but I definitely did want to try it at the very least. I'm a big proponent on judging firsthand, so while I see it online, I think it's just kind of kind of ugly, kind of stupid, a little bit too extra for me. Honestly, I want to make that judgment and that assessment firsthand and not through secondary information or just personal biases off of, nothing. But anyways, let's go over to the table, unbox this beast, and hopefully it surprises me. We'll see. So as far as a true and genuine first impressions, this knife is big. I mean, it's really big. You can see that I have big hands, and this takes up all of them. This is going to be great in hand, hopefully. It's heavy. It's a big weighty monster. Not sure on the exact weight. I might do that later on. As far as the first open, oh my God. Come on, man. Oh, I look weak right now. Come on, D10. Come on, D10. Come on, you can do it. You can do. Oh, there we go. Jesus, that's what it's like to give birth. It's probably insensitive, but man, that was ridiculous. This might be a two-handed opener for a while. Yeah, it's not that bad as a two-handed opener. It is definitely still a little bit of a heavy pull. It's like probably maybe a 6 pull on like a slip joint scale. Damn, that is crazy. Medfords come pretty stiff out of the factory in general, so I'm sure that's going to loosen up over time, but yeah, Jesus, look at that. I can literally see my fingers turning white. Like, shit is not opening. Make sure I'm on the lock bar at all. Still not opening. Come on. Come on. Okay, I give up. Anyways, let's get started. Now, as far as the action, I can't really talk about it because this is what it did to my thumb. It will not open up with a one hand. It has to be two-handed opening. It is very smooth while you're actually opening it. I'm sure it'll loosen up over a couple of days, but as far as this first video, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is the strongest opener I've ever had. This thing kind of broke me. I feel very inferior right now. But as far as aesthetics, this is actually really beautiful. Pictures did not do it justice. I actually really like the way this knife looks. It's definitely strange, but it fits in a very interesting way for being strange. Like, it all fits in my hand very nicely, and also I have a lot of knives that all kind of look the same, to be honest, and this actually very much is in a league of its own, and I appreciate that. The very loud Medford clip is still there. Not a fan of that. That really bothers me. Barrel spacers and everything else are all polished, like this piece right here. I wish these were all PVD though. Normally Medfords have external stop pins like this, but the Fat Daddy does not. So if this was PVD and these pieces were all PVD and the barrel spacers were PVD, it would honestly just look better, but it's very much a nitpick because this is honestly a beautiful knife. It's definitely a weird looking knife, but personally I really like it. We have a CPM D2 blade, also in PVD. And Medford's PVD is actually pretty ridiculous. It has a very high Rockwell. I've used the Medford full-size Marauder a whole bunch. As you can see, there are no scrapes, nothing like that on there. Looks pretty much clean. There's slight bits of distortion like that, but you can wash that off. So the PVD on this blade is very durable. Can it be scratched off? Absolutely, but you gotta really be basically just torturing the knife and actually trying to scrape it off to get it off. A proper coating, simply put, will not come off with general use unless we're talking like 10 years of use, and then at that point in time, what does it even matter? So aesthetic wise, this knife is beautiful, but weird looking, and personally, I like that a lot. Ergonomically, as you can see, this thing is a monster. This actually feels really good in hand. There is a slight contouring on the actual scales, though that contouring stops right here. This piece is now flat. So while all this feels fantastic in hand, this is an immediate hot spot. Being here doesn't really serve a purpose besides giving you hot spots. But right here, again, feels fantastic. So I wish everything felt the same thing as this piece right here. I actually can't really feel the clip. I mean, I can feel something there, but it's not what I would describe as a hot spot. So that's a very nice and pleasant surprise. And overall, the strange handle allows you to very much do solid push cuts. There's nice jimping right here. It all hooks down for that perfect thumb placement. So ergonomically, this knife, despite the little bit of hot spots, is honestly pretty fantastic. I'm very impressed with it so far. As far as the edge geometry, basic piece of cardboard, decent amount of tape on it. Pretty usual for what you might encounter. Wow. Okay, when I tell you I don't feel this cutting, I literally don't feel it cutting. There's no resistance. Man, so on my Praetorian tie review, I mentioned that they cut, but they don't cut very remarkably well. I don't know what they did for this grind, but okay, this cuts remarkably well. This runs comparison to any thinly stocked knife I've ever had. I don't know what to say about this. I'm going to run this whole clip straight through so you can hear rambling, because I'm genuinely baffled right now. I did not feel this go through that box at all. What the hell? All right, I'm impressed. I am genuinely impressed. Anyways, let's keep moving. As far as paper, same thing. No resistance. Don't even feel the cut. Wow. Wow, I have nothing bad to say at all about the edge geometry. That is one of the best cutting knives I've ever had. And it has a stock like that. I am baffled. Now, I always say that Medfords all have a similar look to them, but right here, just look at the transition. This is the old school, this is their newest model, or technically this is, but that's newest to my collection. And they all very much look like they belong to a sort of a weird family. And honestly, they do, and I like it, personally. Now here are some of your standard EDC staples. The Medford is definitely not sized for EDC, but it carries pretty well in the pocket, surprisingly. And by that, I mean it carries like a special ed brick, but you know, that's not really a bad thing, and honestly, this is one damn ergonomic brick. So normally I'll talk about how this knife is good or bad, and here's different options if you want to go a different route. Honestly, the Fat Daddy is so damn unique, I think it's just the Fat Daddy. If you want this style of knife, you just have the Fat Daddy. This thing is gigantic, crazy looking, apparently cuts really well, which I still don't understand. For anyone who thinks I'm being biased or I'm just stupid, this Praetorian tie does not cut well. It cuts okay. This cuts fantastic. But anyways, this knife confuses me, folks. So at this point in the video, I'm going to take 3 days of carry, of use, a little bit of hard use, maybe even some abuse, and I'll come back with a generalized, hopefully accurate first impression score of the Medford Fat Daddy. Alright, so first update. I put this thing in a pair of sweatpants, and it is literally like putting a brick in your pocket. It hurt me. For whatever reason, I decided to go for a jog, and I got maybe like a block down before I had a bruise on my leg. This thing was just going whap, whap, whap. So while you can definitely pocket it, it's basically putting a brick in your pocket, and that, it's not a good idea. It's really not. It's kind of fun, but it's not smart. Second update. It took 2 days, but ta-da! It's still very stiff, but I can do it. So this thing has broken in just a couple of days. It's definitely not all the way broken in, but after 3 days of use, minor abuse, and carry, I'm actually pretty impressed. Now, in sweatpants, don't do it. It's heavy, it's awkward, but more importantly, if you move around, the thing's gonna be like a gigantic pendulum just slapping your ass. You think a pocket pecker is bad? How about a pocket fist? The Medford Fat Daddy is a pocket brick, pocket fist, pocket sock the hell out of your leg over and over and over again. Don't do it. However, in pants, the clip is actually very functional. It's not the greatest. It's very loud, very thin. So if you ever catch this clip on something, chances are it's gonna snap, and That's kind of scary. I genuinely love using this knife. Again, it's a hot spot, but with gloves, and it's wintertime right now, with gloves, oh my God, this thing is an ergonomic marvel while gloved. It's decent with just your open hands, but like when you put a glove on this or whatever and you go outside to work, like, man, I love this knife. Again, it's broken in very well. You can spidey flick if you use your entire arm. But you can do it. But with Medfords, as always, that slow roll is by far the best. It does not have external stop pins, so you don't get quite as loud of a lockup, but it definitely still sounds good. While it is big, it is thick, it is heavy, it is, you know, fat. This knife is actually really, really surprising. I recently bought a Medford Infraction and thought I would love it. I like it, I don't love it. I bought this, again, thinking I would hate it. I don't. I love it. This is my favorite Medford now. I still love the Marauder, but right now, this one kind of takes it. I am so genuinely baffled by the edge geometry. There's no reason why it should cut as good as it does. There really just isn't. But my God, it does. And all of these things lead up to my personal score as a user, as a collector, as a question mark. I don't know what the hell I am, folks. And that score is a 10 out of 10. There are little things here and there with this knife that bother me. Honestly, none of them detract from the fact that I absolutely love it and I cannot wait to carry it more, to break it in more. This thing is the biggest surprise of a very, very long time for me. But if you're looking for a slim, slender EDC knife, you care about the size, weight, carry ratio, this thing is the exact opposite of what you are looking for. For that category, this is a 1 out of 10. And in this case, that 1 out of 10 is a compliment because this knife fits a certain bracket and it fits that bracket, in my opinion, perfectly. I love it. I love this knife. All right, folks, this one was a genuine surprise to me, but as always, I love you all. Please take care. Have a great day, morning, or night, whatever you are doing. Have a fantastic one. Things are crazy right now. You know that. I know that. I don't need to tell you that. So, you know, just be safe out there. Do the best you can. As always, I love you all. As always, I appreciate you all. As always, I support, love, and appreciate, respect, all that fun stuff, all of you. So again, I love you all. Take care and bye-bye.